Well, hello guys, here Mr. G with another video. This time we're going to be solving a question for the grade 10. This one is question 4 from the Gauteng question paper done in 2022 at the end of the year paper 1. This is just physics. Now, before we carry on, subscribe for the channel and like the video so you can get all the notification I post on regular basis. This question says, study the velocity versus times graph below for the motion of a car traveling east, and here is the graph. Okay, so now the question, the 4.1 says define the term acceleration, and all you have to say that acceleration is the rate of change in velocity. Acceleration, guys, rate of change in velocity is change in velocity divided by time. Any rate will be divided by time, and that is the definition of acceleration, and in other words, this is also the formula for acceleration. I hope you get the idea here. Question 4.2, use the graph to describe the motion of the car in the following section A, B. So what can we speak about A, B? Now the first thing you can see is that velocity increased from 0 to 10. So that is the first thing we're going to write in here. So the first thing we're going to say is the velocity increases from 0 to 10 meters per second it is positive, and they are telling you here that the object is traveling east. Alright, so it is moving east. The velocity increases from 0 to 10 meters per second. Let's write here now also about the time. In 20 seconds, it took 20 seconds to increase the velocity there. You can see the time, and with a constant acceleration. Okay, so that is what you're supposed to say here. Quickly review: the velocity increases from 0 to 10 meters per second east in 20 seconds with a constant acceleration. That was A, B. What happened to BC? Now BC is not there. CD, the next one. Now CD, what you can see in CD? First of all, you can see that velocity stay constant, guys. Velocity is constant and equal to 40 meters per second. So let's write that one real fast here. Let's write it here. Let's do it here. Velocity stays constant and equal to what we say 40 meters per second east. Alright, that is the first important thing. The velocity stays constant, it is equal to 40 meters per second, and the direction is east. Second, how long the object were moving at constant velocity? Well, it is from 30 to 50, so it's 20 seconds. For 20 seconds. We're going to have full stop and say the acceleration is 0. And that's it. This is all you have to say for that session. It's quite simple. It is in the graph. Velocity stay constant and equal. Okay, that is supposed to be an equal. Constant, I'm going to write that one. Let's take off that A. This is just English. Constant equal to 40 meters per second is for 20 seconds. The acceleration is 0. Now, EF, what happened from E to F? E to F is right on the x-axis, so the velocity is 0. The object was not moving. So we are going to write here, we're going to write object at rest for 10 seconds. We don't have to speak anything about acceleration because the object is at rest. Okay, so object at rest for 10 seconds. And that is, guys, the 3 explanations you have to give here. You have to say that the acceleration is, you have to speak about acceleration, you have to speak about velocity, and you have to speak about time. Alright, so object at rest for 10 seconds. The acceleration is also 0. If you want to say it, you can then say acceleration is 0. You can also say it if you feel more comfortable with that, but it's not necessarily. But guys, this is question 4.2. Question 4.3 say calculate the acceleration of the car between D and E. Now, using this graph, you have to remember that the acceleration will be given by the gradient. So the acceleration using a graph of velocity versus time will be the gradient of this question. We're working with DE. So DE, let's maybe make this one a little smaller so we can see it. There we go, DE. And DE is this section here. Okay, we're going to use the gradient. And this is question 4.3. Alright, so what we have? We are going to calculate using the gradient. The gradient is change in y-axis divided by the change in x-axis. So the gradient is equal to final y minus initial y divided by final x minus, I was going to write something else, minus initial x. So when we substitute the actual numbers, what is the final y? Final y will be here, guys, and is 0. We're looking for the y-axis. It is going to be 0 minus initial y is here at the top. This is initial. There we go to 40 divided by final x. Final x is here. It is 60 minus initial x. Initial x, the object start on this point here, which is 50 seconds. So now the gradient is going to be equal to minus 4. So acceleration is going to be equal to minus 4 meters per second squared. What does the minus mean? Minus means direction. This minus means direction. This is the answer of the question. Just want to point out that that minus means direction. So we can leave it there with a minus there because they ask to calculate the acceleration, and acceleration is a vector quantity. So that is the answer here. Let's now go back to a better size for the question, maybe there. Now we're going to answer the final one, which is question 4.4, in which section A, B, or B, C is the acceleration. Remember, once more, acceleration is the gradient. The greater the gradient, the greater the acceleration. So we should have a greater gradient. We're working with AB and BC. BC have a greater gradient than AB. It is more closer to the y-axis or towards the y-axis. So we are going to say here, in this case, BC, because have a steeper slope or greater gradient. So we're going to write the gradient is greater. That is the answer for this question. Well guys, this is another question that you can practice for the upcoming exam. It's related to graph, which could be a problem. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped. Thumb up, subscribe for the channel. I'll see you next time. Next time we're going to go to energy. So don't miss that video. Thank you for watching. Mr. G here.